Yes, a very good morning to all the children. Hope you people are keeping safe and fine in this pandemic situation. And this is a sincere request. Again, I have made a request previously also, and this time also. Please watch the videos which are uploaded by the different teachers, subject teachers. It's for your betterment, dear. So please do it. And following this tradition, I was doing with Politics of Planned Development, which is actually chapter 3 for the book Politics in India Since Independence. And the last day and today I am going to complete this chapter. This is I have talked about the 5-year plans and the controversies which came up, the criticisms which came up with regard to the 5-year plans. Apart from that, I have also talked about the outcomes of the 5-year plans, that is the development of the various mega projects like mega dams, then also how the system of colonial zamindari system was actually replaced by the socialist model of agriculture. Now we will see some of the instances which with some of the examples, some of the situations which had happened or occurred during that time. Yes, in this respect I have also talked about the Green Revolution. Now this particular chapter, Politics of Planned Development, in this chapter you will some examples are there. One is that of the crisis in Bihar. This was actually a food crisis in Bihar which took place in the 1940s and 1950s. This was the time. And this was the time when Bihar faced a major food crisis, and it was found that the nine leading regions of Bihar, which used to produce huge amount of food grains. So in the 9 districts you will find that not even half of the total produce was being produced, or agricultural production was not going on. And in the 5 districts, it was not even 3/4. So the situation of Bihar during that time was very, very painful, and there was huge protest in the state of Bihar because of the shortage of food supply, because it was found that the calorie intake of the people in Bihar during that time was very, very low. The amount of nutrition what a single person should intake every day, it fell from 2200 calories per day to only 1200 calories per day. This was the fall of the nutrition rate, and so the people of Bihar faced, and that was the time when there was famine there. Droughts were taking place, famines and droughts, failure of monsoons. So there was a huge food crisis, severe food crisis, and the people of Bihar, they started protesting against the government of Bihar. This was one incident which has taken place during the time when politics of planned development was going on. But something good had also happened, which had actually happened in Gujarat. So in Gujarat you find that White Revolution or Revolution Operation Flood. Have you heard about the name of Amul? Utterly, butterly delicious. Amul. And do you know who is known as the milkman of India? He is Kurian Varghese. He is known as the milkman of India. You have heard The tagline of Amul, it goes like utterly butterly delicious. So this was another incident, another great development during this time. It was mainly what happened in Gujarat and the surrounding areas. All those people, those who had cattle at their home, who had cattle herds, what they used to do, you know, they used to take the milk and they used to sell them to middlemen at lower prices. But Amul, it started one revolution there, one system there, it was known as Operation Flood. So instead of, they removed the middleman from between, and it was actually done by whom? Instead of the middleman, the milkman of Gujarat, they can now come and directly sell their milk directly to Amul. That means intermediaries in between, those who were there, the middlemen, they were removed. So what happened? These people, you know, Amul, they were getting directly the best quality milk from there, and the people, those who were supplying the milk, that means the local people of Gujarat, they were also selling them for good prices. So what happened? This had actually raised the living standards of the people of Gujarat, and it had taken place. It was known as the White Revolution or Operation Flood. So we see the instances which has actually taken place, and after this, you know, it was in the year 1964, that means immediately after the third 5-year plan, 1964, you see that Jawaharlal Nehru, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, he expired, he was sick and he died. After him, he was succeeded by Lal Bahadur Shastri, who unfortunately died on 1966, just immediately after 2 years. And so after that, the whole responsibility of development came in the hands of the next Prime Minister of India, Mrs. Indira Gandhi. And you find that the mode of development, the politics, the developmental plan was undergoing a different phase, a completely different plan of development took place in India under the Prime Ministership of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. So this is all with the chapter Politics of Planned Development. You will have to know each and every part, the revolutions which I have talked about, then the controversies which I have talked about, then the major outcomes of the 5-year plans, what were the models of development which they have taken. These are the questions which you have to follow. With that, be safe at home and do follow the chapters. Thank you.